Let me ask you this. How do you usually start your mornings? Do you hit snooze 3 times, drag yourself out of bed, and immediately reach for your phone? Do you scroll through notifications, emails, and news, already feeling stressed before the day has even begun? If that sounds familiar, don't worry, you're not alone. Most people live like this, and most people also wonder why their days feel so chaotic, stressful, and out of control. But here's the thing. The way you start your morning is the way you live your day, and the way you live your days is the way you live your life. The ancient Stoics understood this deeply. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus all designed morning practices to prepare their minds and their character for the challenges ahead. These were not rituals for comfort, they were exercises for strength. Today I want to share with you the Stoic morning routine. If you practice this consistently, it won't just change your mornings, it will change your life. Wake with awareness and gratitude. The first moment you open your eyes is the first test of the day. Will you drift into distraction or will you take control? Marcus Aurelius, who had more responsibilities than almost anyone alive, an emperor of Rome, reminded himself every single morning. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. This is not just poetic, it's practical. Gratitude immediately shifts your state of mind. Instead of focusing on what you lack, you begin with abundance, breath, thought, love, life itself. So tomorrow morning when you wake up, don't rush. Don't grab your phone. Sit up, breathe deeply, and repeat to yourself, I am alive. This day is a gift. I will not waste it. Step 2. Practice negative visualization. The Stoics were not naive. They didn't wake up expecting everything to go perfectly. They expected life to test them. Seneca called this exercise premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. In simple terms, it means to imagine the challenges you might face today. Maybe traffic will be worse than usual. Maybe someone will insult you. Maybe you'll face failure or even loss. At first, this sounds dark. But in reality, it's liberating. Because when you expect difficulties, you're not surprised by them. You don't get thrown off when life is unfair. You simply nod and say, I knew this might come, and I am ready. So every morning ask yourself, what could go wrong today? And how will I face it with strength and calm? This one practice alone can make you unshakable. Separate what's in your control. Epictetus, who was born a slave but became one of the greatest Stoic teachers, gave us the most important principle of all. Some things are in our control and others are not. It sounds obvious, but think about how often we forget this. We waste energy on the weather, on other people's opinions, on the past, on the future, all things outside of our control. The Stoic morning routine demands that you draw a line. On one side, things you cannot control. On the other, things you can. You can't control whether someone cuts you off in traffic, but you can control how you respond. You can't control if the meeting gets canceled, but you can control your effort and your attitude. So each morning, remind yourself, today I will focus only on what I can control. I will not give my peace away to things I cannot change. That mindset is pure power. Step 4. Morning journaling. Marcus Aurelius's meditations were not written for the world. They were his personal journal, never meant to be published. Yet today millions of people read them for guidance. Why? Because he was brutally honest with himself. Each morning he wrote reminders to live with virtue, to resist anger, to face hardship with courage. You don't need to write pages. Just grab a notebook and spend 5 minutes. Ask yourself 3 questions. 1. What do I fear today? 2. What virtue will I practice today? Patience, courage, honesty, self-control. 3. What is outside my control and therefore not worth my stress? This is not about fancy writing. It's about sharpening your mind. By putting thoughts on paper, you untangle them. By setting intentions, you direct your energy. In 5 minutes, you prepare yourself better than most people do in an entire day. Step 5. Embody discipline. The final step is not about thinking. It's about doing. The Stoics valued action over words. Philosophy was not for debates. It was for living. And so the morning must include an act of discipline. This can be anything that strengthens your willpower. A cold shower, a workout, meditation, a walk before sunrise. Even something as small as resisting the urge to check your phone until you've completed your routine. Why does this matter? Because discipline in small things builds discipline in big things. If you can command yourself to do what is uncomfortable in the morning, You'll be far stronger when life demands courage later in the day. Every act of discipline is a reminder. I am stronger than my impulses. I am in control of myself. And that, my friend, is freedom. Own the morning, own the day. So let's bring it all together. The Stoic morning routine is made of 5 simple but powerful steps. Wake with awareness and gratitude. Visualize the challenges ahead. Separate what's in your control from what isn't. Journal your fears, virtues, and reminders. And practice 1 act of discipline. This takes less than 30 minutes. But the impact lasts the whole day. And here's the deeper truth. You don't control how long you live. You don't control what tomorrow brings. But you do control how you show up today. If you own your mornings, you own your days. If you own your days, you own your life. And if you live like a Stoic, prepared, disciplined, grateful, you won't just survive life. You'll master it.